Hi, welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Lansing. I'm Reverend Sharon Ketchum, and I'm so glad you could join us today as we explore a spiritual message, explore ways to open our heart and to connect. To start out today's service, I want to share a wonderful song with you written by our friend Sue Riley, and it's so pertinent to today. It's called Be There for Each Other. There's words there. You're welcome to sing along, to hum along. Songs that you're going to feel where I'm sure you'll find yourself humming it throughout the day.
All we can do is be there for each other in these times when we don't know what to do. Each other and help each other through. All we can do is be there for each other in these times when we don't know what to do. All we can do is be there for each other and help each other through. Twists and turns, unexpected, day by day moving on. I don't have all the answers, come what may, right or wrong. All we can do is be there for each other in these times when we don't know what to do. All we can do is be there for each other and help each other through. Crashing waves touch the shore. Time moves faster every day. Ebb and flow, no control. All that's left to say. All we can do is be there for each other in these times when we don't know what to do. All we can do is be there for each other and help each other through, and help each other through.
The beautiful truth. That's all we can do is to be there for each other, to help each other through. We've been looking at a couple helping each other through, our old friend Yoda and Turtle. The story began a few weeks ago when Turtle was trying to find a new path to the water, and he tripped on a loose stone and fell upside down. So in this accident, actually, he found a gift. Yoda helped him to see that the path was his choice, and it wasn't necessarily his best choice, but no matter what choice he makes, he always has the power to choose how he is going to respond to the situation. And that is just like us. We have all stepped on a loose stone and found ourselves upside down in a world pandemic. There's nothing we can do about the pandemic, but we always have the power to choose how we're going to respond to it. Now, as he was lying upside down, Yoda helped him to see that he had a new viewpoint on the world. And one of the first things he saw was the tops of trees. He'd only seen the bottoms before. And the tree brings us the reminder of the gift of honor, to honor that song that is ours to sing, just as the tree honors its treeness. It has a unique holy place to stand. And so each of us is unique. The universe will not be the same without us. So we need to sing our song to be who we are. Then last week, we looked at the gift of the clouds. He'd never seen clouds before because they're up above Turtle. And though clouds kind of quicken our imagination, they form different shapes, it's not enough to really have an impact on our life. We need to build a solid foundation into those castles in the sky. And we do that with affirmations, affirmative prayer that helps us change our thinking and align our minds with the truth of the situation. So today we meet a new character. We meet Butterfly. And here to help us to listen in on the conversation that goes on between Turtle, Yoda, and Butterfly, we have Chris Janson and Lisa Schmidt with a bit of a reader's theater here. And I'm just going to put myself down in the corner as we listen in on the conversation.
Do you know how silly y'all look?
Well, excuse me. Maybe you could just roll me over and I'll be on my way.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen a turtle's bare belly before. It's rather cute, actually.
Well, I'm glad you're amused. Do bring your friends and let's have a party. I'll be the entertainment.
He's in a bit of a fix. I do think he's gaining a whole new perspective on his back. Now he knows what it is to look up.
Very funny. I might even laugh, except it hurts. Besides, I am getting sunburned.
Oh, I wish I could stick around and shade your little tummy, Turtle. But as you know, time is short. Let's be going.
Time is always short for Butterfly, which is one of the gifts she brings us.
What gift is that? She certainly wasn't helpful and didn't seem as if she had much to offer anyone.
Oh, but she does. Time is nothing for Butterfly, if not short. I expect to live a good many years myself. And you, my hard-shelled friend, if you ever get righted, will live much, much longer than I. Why, there are a few creatures that outlive your kind. But Butterfly, she will be gone before the end of the summer. She emerges as a tiny caterpillar from a minute egg, gorges herself silly for a long time, and sleeps for a while in a cocoon where she changes into the beautiful creature we just witnessed, then dies before summer is ended. She must cram a life's worth of living into just a few weeks. None of the which is wasted for Butterfly.
And that's her gift? Busyness?
No, her gift to us is the lesson of now.
The lesson of now.
Do you know?
Oh, there we go. Okay. Wow, the lesson of now. I think we've heard that one before. But it's, you know, in this time of the pandemic, it is so easy to start thinking again about, I will do this when. I will, yada, yada, when. You know, all of us have these ideas that when the pandemic is over, then we will. And in the truth, life is only right now, this holy instant that we have. Now is the time that we live fully, that we take action on things, that we turn things around in our life. You know, it's been said, if a thing's worth doing, it's worth doing well. And I would offer to you, if a thing is worth doing, it's worth doing now, not to wait until the world changes. So this gift of the butterfly about being in the now moment is a really important one, because we never know how long, much longer we have left in life. There's a story about, excuse me, the rabbi and the soap maker. And the soap maker came to the rabbi one day and he said, "Rabbi, I've had it with Judaism. Judaism is supposed to bring peace, and it's supposed to bring harmony, and it's supposed to bring all these charity and justice, these wonderful qualities to the world, and it's not working. So I'm through with Judaism. And the rabbi said to the soap maker, let's take a walk. And they're walking down the street, and they pass the park, and there's some boys playing. And the rabbi goes, oh my, those boys are very dirty. I guess your soap is kind of ineffective. The soap maker goes, wow, it's not the soap. The soap has to be used in order for it to be effective. And the rabbi said, yes. And so do truth teachings. So do spiritual practices. We need to use them. We don't put these aside just because we're in the middle of the most extraordinary circumstances that feel very uncomfortable and very unusual and just something we have never been through before. No, this is the time right now to really embrace our spiritual practices. Do you ever have that expression about let it dawn on you? Well, there's this Sanskrit poem that uses that idea, and I wanted to share that with you this morning. Let it dawn on you. Listen to the exhortation of the dawn. Look well to this day, for it is life, the very life of life. In its brief course lie all the verities and realities of your existence. The bliss of growth, the glory of action, the splendor of beauty. For yesterday is but a dream and tomorrow only a vision. But today, well lived, makes every yesterday a dream of happiness and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Such is a salutation of the dawn. I hope you let it dawn on you each and every day that this is it. This is the moment that we have all been waiting for. This is the time for us to shine, to live our truths, to co-create and manifest and bring more peace and harmony into the world. You know, time is such a funny thing. All of us, we're lucky if we end up having 90 spins around the sun. And Malcolm Ford said, unless you're serving time, there's never enough of it. Isn't that true? Even in this weird time where time has morphed and calendars and clocks all seem to mean different because we're not on our normal schedules. And you know, we often think about prosperity and abundance in life, and we know about making more money. And we somehow think that we can somehow make more time, but we cannot make more time. We only have what we're gifted with. And that's quite abundant. We have 86,400 seconds every day, come every dawn. This is what is gifted to us. And we get to choose how we're going to spend it. Yeah. In the Gospel of Thomas, of John, there's a line where Jesus says, lift up your eyes and see the harvest is ripe. And that's true for every moment, to lift up our eyes, to see that the harvest is ripe, that this is the time. This is the perfect time to do those things that our hearts desire. There was a general that came back from a campaign in the Mideast, and he brought back with him a small olive tree because he so enjoyed eating the olives over there. With great excitement, he gave it to his gardener. He told him about the olives, how great they were. And the gardener looks at this tree, this sapling, and goes, well, you know, it's going to be years, ages before we get any olives off it. The general goes to him, well, then you better plant it before lunch. Yeah, now is always the best time to do those things. Right now, not to wait, not to hesitate. Somehow the world is going to create better circumstances for it. The circumstance, the time is right now. There's a great older book out there by Imelda Shanklin called What Are You? And in it she asks the question, can God create a 2-year-old tree in an instant? Well, of course the answer is yes, but it takes our eyes 2 years to see it. So many times you don't understand that the completion and the wholeness began at the moment of our inception, at the moment that we were an idea in God's mind, that impulse, that impetus in the universe that was going to be manifest as us. We came with all that we need. Our life journey is about allowing it to unfold, to bringing it forth, to bless others, to be part of this wonderful life experience. If you think about it, now is a brief moment that keeps repeating. And each time it repeats, we have that opportunity again and again and again. Because God's calendar only has one day. It's now. God's clock only has one time. It's now. The past, we've heard this time and time again, the past is gone. I think the best thing about the past is where we find humor in it that makes us laugh today. In the future, we're going to create it as we get there. It will wait for us when we get there. In the Old Testament, the Bible, there's a story about Lot and his wife, and they were given this gift of leaving the city that was going to be destroyed, and they had to leave everything behind and go off to their new journey. And Lot's wife could not leave it behind. She so yearned for the past, the way things were, that she turned around and it said was turned into a pillar of salt. Of course, that's an allegory to explain to us that salt's a preservative, and if we stay focused on the past, we become preserved in the past. We can't move forward. We're immobilized. And the ideas of hopes and dreams, they get shattered because they cannot live in the past. They have to be given birth here in this moment. The fields are ripe. The fields are ripe for the harvest. Right now and only now. Think about it. Joy within us isn't something to ripen. It's something that we have that we can bring forth at our will, at our whim. So what's the best use of your time? There will never be a better opportunity for prosperity, for wholeness, for peace, for love, for happiness than right now. Yeah. Never a better time than right now, no matter what the outer circumstance. Now is the time. Now. Absolutely now. Remember, we got those 86,400 seconds to spend. We get to choose how we spend it because we are spending it. We can't save it. There is no time bank that we can, lop it into and come back to it later. Carl Sandburg said, time is the coin of your life. It is the only coin you have, and only you can determine how it will be spent. Be careful lest you let other people spend it for you. Be careful unless you let other people spend it for you. Time is the coin of our life. Wow, that gives us a different perspective, thinking about how do we spend our time. We may have budgets for how we spend our money, but very often we don't have that clear intention about how we spend our time. When we make the best use of our time, it gives us great dividends. There's a feeling of wellness, of wholeness. And ways that really give us dividends is every day to spend some time. I'm not going to tell you how much. It might be 5 minutes, might be half an hour, but to spend some time in solitude. Even though we're quarantined, spend a little time alone no matter how many people are in your house. Spend a little time thinking about your motivation. Why are you doing whatever it is that you're going to do today? And as you're doing all that, it is so helpful to remember our needs, because self-care is very important, and also to remember the needs of others. There's just this wonderful healing quality that comes in caring about one another and doing something about that caring. And then, of course, one of the strongest, most powerful ways to spend our time is in gratitude, because we have been gifted with so much. In spite of all that is going on, we truly have these great gifts to be grateful for. The other thing that we probably don't spend enough time on is examining our life. There's a Jesuit routine called Examine, and it's about really, thinking, what are we doing? Why are we doing it? Who do you love? How are we spending our time? And as we get clearer and clearer, being in solitude, to really listen to that still small voice, being in gratitude, thinking about our self-care and others, what happens is that as we go forward and we have to make decisions, the decisions become much easier because we are clearer on our time budget. We are clearer on where we're going to invest this precious thing called time that is gifted to us. Remember, our errand, the purpose for our life is to enrich the world. When we are self-aware, when we are conscious, when we are awake, that is how we truly enrich the world, just by being there and adding to that human consciousness, the race consciousness of humanity, to be aware, to be kind, to be one with another. There's a story about some Americans that went on a trek in the Amazon, and they were so excited to be there. They rushed through the first day, and they got to their camp. The next morning, they're up and at 'em, and they rushed through the second day. And then the third day, again, they were up and at 'em early in the morning. They rushed through the day. They wanted to get it all in. They were just so hungry to have this Amazon experience. And the fourth day, when they get up and they started to get ready, and all their guides were still sitting there, and they weren't moving, and they get, what's going on? And they're waiting, they said. They needed to wait until their souls caught up with their body. There are times, I know in my life, when I just got moving so quickly, I really needed that time to stop to allow my soul to catch up with my body. That human part of us and that spiritual part of us. And sometimes our humanists get the best of us, get us rushing through without thought, without consideration, without that connectedness. We need to allow ourselves that time so that we can be in alignment, in concurrence with our own self. There's a comedian that used to talk about he bought a microwave fireplace. Well, yeah, in 8 minutes you could have a whole evening in front of the fireplace. Well, of course that's silly. Sitting in front of the fireplace for a whole evening is about that whole experience of relaxing and being present. You know, that time for thought, possibly for solitude. Woodrow Wilson said, "You are here to enrich the world, and you impoverish yourself if you forget the errand." You are here to enrich the world, and you impoverish yourself if you forget the errand. In many ways, I believe that we've all come here in agreement to be spirit in expression, God in expression, the principles of life in expression, and all its different hues and attributes. And we can only do that by being now, because if we hang on to the regrets of yesterday, of what we think we might have missed, it keeps us from being present. And of course, if we start worrying about tomorrow, what's going to happen, well, tomorrow doesn't even exist. That's like just throwing it into the wind. It has no substance. Nothing can happen. The only thing that can happen, that can have an impact, is in this now moment. As butterflies so well know, because their time is so very, very short. Deepak Chopra says that, where is the past and the future right now? Where is the past and the future right now? Both are an illusion. Nothing exists. He says, stop rushing. Just start living. Being fully present. I really think that's one of the gifts that many of us are getting out of the pandemic. The urgency, the intensity of life has slowed down, has become gentler in many ways. We've been actually required to stay in solitude, to be a little less frenetic in our life. It's nothing to drive down the road and see very few cars, even here on Michigan Avenue where the Unity offices are. To have that beginner's mind of life and really teach and treat each moment as this fresh, new, beautiful thing that it is such a gift that we can give ourselves. And in giving ourselves, it does allow us to enrich the world. All that is required of us is to show up, to pay attention, and to allow our response to the world around us to be one of love, to be one of kindness, to be one of connectedness. So, many of you, I'm sure, have heard the story about the minister during the funeral when he came to the birth date and the death date of the deceased. He started talking about the dash, a dash between our entrance into this world and our physical exit from this world. And we know there's a real importance to how we spend that dash, how we spend that time here on earth. We get to have that choice every day, how to spend that 86,400 seconds. And if we take that time to go into the solitude, even for that brief moment before we start our day in the morning, just to connect with that heart space, that inner desire and passion in each of us to be kind to each other, to be a help to one another. It makes such a difference into the depth of that dash. So our spiritual practice for this week, get slide up here. Here we go. So make your dash count. I'm just gonna make this picture a little bit smaller. Okay. Do that by we can slow down. And boy, when we slow down and really present for life, we're less quick to be angry and less quick to be frustrated too, if the truth be known. And we're more quick to show appreciation because we're present, we're open and really feeling and sensing what's going on. We'll also be more likely to love the people in our lives, no matter who they are. The one who is perhaps an irritant, and also the ones that bring us so joy. We get to see our connectedness, our interconnectedness with all of this. So that finally we, just like the turtle, we have that same desire to live life right side up, to make that great gift to the world with our very presence, our enrichment, to fulfill our spiritual goal for coming here. There's a second or a third part of today's service, which is a meditation, Meditations of the Butterfly. And I just want to give you a little preamble to that meditation. And consider this: look well, therefore, to the day. Decide you want what is best for your life. Make the most of each day by beginning with solitude and then acting on your dreams. There is no better time than now to turn things right side up. So I hope you'll join us for a time of meditation where we can really take that internal activity and be so present in the morning, in the moment, that we can just go forth to bring more peace and love into our world consciousness. I want to thank each and every one of you that has helped support this ministry, maintaining our work during this pandemic. Just so grateful to each and every one of you that have supported us in so many different ways. Also a reminder that our congregant's choice for this last half of the year is a three-way tie between three local organizations: Punks with Lunch, who feed the homeless; Rise, which works with people in recovery; and the Sunrise Movement, which is an ecological movement. Right now, I'd like all of us to take a moment to count our blessings, to really feel the gratitude for those beautiful, those kind, those loving, those gentle things that have come into our lives this week. Just taking a moment of deep appreciation, deep gratitude, so that we really can be engaged in the very highest vibration with life. As we think about those many things that have come into our life to bless us, let us take a moment in this prayerful, affirmative gratitude. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I praise, give thanks, and am glad. And so it is. Amen. I'd like to end today's service by a reprieve of the song that we started with. This is sung by a variety of our New Thought artists who have all come together to support us during this pandemic and doing our services virtually online. They'll let you sing along with them. Feel free.
All we can do is be there for each other in these times when we don't know what to do. All we can do is be there for each other and help each other through.
All we can do is be there for each other in these times when we don't know what to do.
All we can do is be there for each other and help each other through.
Twists and turns, unexpected, day by day moving on. I don't have all the answers, come what may, right or wrong. each other and help each other through. Crashing waves touch the shore. Time moves faster every day.
Ebb and flow, no control. All that's left to say, all we can do is be there for each other in these times when we don't know what to do.
All we can do is be there for each other and help each other through.
All we can do is be there for each other in these times when we don't know what to do. All we can do is be there for each other and help each other through. And help each other through.
Hope you join us for our meditation. And if you haven't caught our opening, Let the Change Begin, please check that out also either on our website or Facebook. And just for those that really like tradition, of course, I've included I Choose Love to finish out today.
Peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love's always present, it's what I'm made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one tie that binds us, that can't be undone. I choose love.
Go ahead.
Peace in my family is growing because I choose love. Let love unites us. Let this be